I needed a new bag. So I went out and I bought a Kriega satchel. I've put it through its paces and let's see how good it really is. Hello and welcome to another sunny day in beautiful Derbyshire. But enough for the sun for now. I've come now to actually review this Kriega bag. So I've had this for quite a while now, so I think I'm about ready to give my opinion on it. And well, let's get started. It's a messenger style bag, satchel. So it's got a, let's just start from the front. Right, so the bag starts, these things I've actually added on. So I have actually made quite a few additions to the bag, which I'll keep mentioning as I go along. So it starts off with this top, this really thick, rubbery, protective area. But I did feel that when I was on the bike, I like to have some more visibility. So I've added these on, but this doesn't stick on so well. So I'll just point anyone who wants to add stickers and things to the front of the bag. I'll keep that in mind. So this keeps peeling off even at the top. I've got a little clip, so I think I might have to think of another solution for that. But on the front we do have these two clips that keep the main bag closed. So open that up, and when you do open up, it has a little pouch at the top to keep your documents, and that's my favorite there. You've got to have a little sticker, subscribe. Let's go put that over the back. So this is actually a waterproof bag, and it's just the main section that's waterproof. There is a little smaller section here in the front. Let's open that up. Down with one hand, arm here at the moment. It's just one there, so you've got quite a bit of space. It can fit in, it does all the way, so it's covered from here to here. So it's got a good amount of space in there, but it's not a waterproof section. But it does come with a little water resistant style zip there. It looks quite, it's quite there, it's quite stiff still. I don't tend to just put my bits and bobs that I rarely ever need. But anyway, then you have this section at the top, typical roll top, just like you would a little bag, and that's then kept with another clip. This is one of my, I'll get to the gripes, we'll have it in a second. So when you open it up, unfurl it, and it's another modification I've done. I've added two inners, so I actually have two complete separate waterproof areas. And like I said, it's quite big, get in a fair few things there. Let's have a look. So in here at the moment, I do have a box, which I'll put here at the side. I do have this. So there's lots of space inside. It's a 16-litre bag in total. There is plenty of space. Let me put that there for a second. So there is plenty of space. What's the back like? That's the important part with a bag, especially if you're on a bike. You want it to stick to one place, and that's where this material comes in. It's a bit of a rubbery texture to it. On my fabric jacket, sticks very well. On the leather jacket, it's okay, it sticks quite well. But I think on the fabric it tends to sit a lot nicer. It does have this belt here, goes right from this point, to keep everything in. And yeah, it does a very good job. Comes around your waist. I mean, I'm quite hefty and it fits around me, so I think that's going to fit almost everybody. And then it's got a corner to corner little lock here. So and it has then even on this side same sort of material again, so it does tend to stick in quite well. So overall for that, I think it's very nice. But one of the things I would point out, when it's empty, the top part tends to hit against the back. When it's full and you're walking, the bottom part tends to hit against your back. So that's one of the annoyances I have with this bag. Also, I can't take this part out and just put it there. That part's too thin. I'm a bit too fat for that to fit. If there's some dead skinny, I imagine it would, but if that was there and that was there, I reckon it could probably be just have a straight over traditional satchel bag, and it'd probably work quite well. But again, I think it's all about having options with bags like this. It's got to be able to do more than whatever it has here, and having more options gives you more choices and makes the actual item more flexible. And that's one thing where this has failed. I think they could have done better. Also with this middle section here, it's just a bit of fabric, and if there was another clip here or some way for me to actually string it through my suitcase, it'd be fantastic. But again, that option's not there, and that's, I think, something that Kriega can improve on. Another thing is, one of my annoyances is the actual lid there. When it's on, it exposes the zip at the side. I mean, it's simply not wide enough. You can see how much space is left here and how much is there. When it's all done up, the lid's simply just not big enough for the bag, and so it's not protecting it as potentially I believe it should. But my biggest gripe with this bag is actually this roll top system. When it's fully rolled on, and then it goes and it fits into the actual center. One second, I've got one hand, so I'm not going to manage it. And when it is, it just takes up loads of space. And it's really frustrating. It takes away space. It's messy, and I think, why couldn't have Kriega use the same system they do in the other bags like this one, and just have a clip up the side? It would have been a lot more neater, a lot more easier to use. It would have been brilliant. But that's one thing I think that they've fallen down again. That's another one of my big gripes. But this is quite a flexible bag, and it's one of the reasons I got it, because you can actually get these 5-litre bags and fit them onto there in the front. You've got these little hooks, you take them, clips into here, same thing on the other side, and you can actually add this on. But the problem with this is that when the bag's full and this is full, you can't actually close the lid properly. So even here, if we're having a look, stop the bag falling on the floor, and when this whole thing's done up, it doesn't actually close properly. So, and even while that's there, it tends to stick up about there, exposing all the bottom of the bag. This top really needs to be bigger. It should offer more protection, and it should come up on this side and up on that side. And even with this, to expand with this, I've actually got this tank bag. So the tank bag then allows me to take this smaller section, put it onto the tank when I'm needing it. When I stop somewhere, take that off, I can clip it onto the bag and keep traveling inside. So I've always got that looked after. And that's great, but I think that problem's there. But this is actually a great little bag. It's enough space inside just to act as a small tank bag for the essentials. A little zip at the front, you need to put your wallet in and quickly get things out. And then having this little thing here for the phone, that's another thing that I bought, and that's been really helpful as well. And even coming along, putting your phone in, you can get this in the right or left. So depending on the configuration that you have, if you want to have on the right side or the left side, you can have things both ways. So it's that. Overall, I think the biggest issue I have with all of this is the actual price. So let's start off with putting some stickers here. The tank adapter, £39. That little bag, £89. The bag itself, £165. And then that inner liner that you saw, another £12.50. And because that was not enough, that little pocket you saw over here, £37.50. And a grand total of £343. Knowing everything I know now, would I buy this again? The answer is no. I think that it's very, very nice, and I'm sure with the 10-year guarantee that it will last. But the thing is, to pay this much for a bag with this many flaws, for me is a big no-no. I like that individually. I think that's nice with that. The bag itself is okay, that's nice. But I think the biggest thing that puts me down is the cost. To pay £350 for that, even though it's waterproof, and the bag, even though it's waterproof, at £165, you've got to add things, and you've got to keep making these improvements. And if I had spent that and had almost all of this, I would have said fantastic, hands down, and I'd really go for it. But would I have had to actually pay for everything in the end? £90 for a 5 litre bag, and I'm sure that the quality again is brilliant, but as someone who's gonna do some touring but then not gonna go to do anything particularly extreme, for me just as your average day tourer, I can't say I would. Oh yeah, another little important one. I've got my little Pokemon that, and I put a little watch on. I think they've missed so many tricks. Side, they could have had a little something to put your umbrella or a little bottle. They could have had a bit of netting on the side. They could have done so much more, and they haven't, and that's, I think, is a missed opportunity here. But again, have a look. If you've bought it, tell me what you think. But for me and the purposes of touring with it, it's not something that I think if I could buy again I'd look at something else. But thank you again for watching. Take care, ride safe, and stay curious.